Got to give credit where credit is due. Ladies and gentlemen, coming into the college football season, many of us were saying, hey, man, Deion Sanders, Colorado could potentially be the most interesting story in the Pac-12 if they're able to win 5 or 6 games and kind of put some electricity back into that university. Then after week 1, we're like, oh, my goodness, Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes, after beating TCU, maybe they're the biggest story in college football thus far. And then taking a step further as Deion Sanders now leads his Colorado Buffalo to their 2nd straight victory, this time beating Nebraska, a rival in their home opener. Now the conversation is, wait a darn minute. Deion Sanders in Colorado, ladies and gentlemen, they're the biggest story in sports. Not to be outdone. All on the other side of the country, young lady representing Atlanta, Georgia. She's only 19 years of age. How about Coco Gauff winning her first ever Grand Slam, taking out Aryna Sabalenka in the finals of the U.S. Open, winning 2 straight sets. Coco now puts herself in the names of legends. She's the youngest player to win the U.S. Open since Serena Williams in the early 2000s. Congratulations to Coco. Congratulations to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2 biggest stories in sports right now. Can we start with Deion really, really quickly here? Deion has done incredible things at Colorado. If they never win another game, if Deion never coaches another game, there are things that Primetime has done for Colorado that will live for a very long time in that university. Shedeur Sanders, I still got questions, but he has been incredible. He had a pretty bad first half against Nebraska. He came with it in the second half. They got receivers coming out of the woodworks here. It wasn't about Travis Hunter this week. This Xavier kid, though, he was pretty darn special. Colorado had an awful defensive performance in the first game of the season against TCU overall. Prime said it himself. They looked pretty darn good, holding it down against Nebraska. This is a very interesting thing to kind of consider nowadays. How far can Primetime take Colorado in year 1? What's the limits? Prime ain't set no limits on himself. Think about it. They got Colorado State next week, assuming that they take care of business. They got one more game. That's kind of a cupcake type of ordeal. But then from there, they got 2 big boys back-to-back, Oregon and USC, where we're going to really see where Colorado lands amongst the elite in the Pac-12. We shall see how they're able to come out of that thing. But what are we talking about right here? Could this be something? Right? Could this be something special? Are we now talking about a team that could potentially get the 9 wins versus a team that would have been happy with 5 or 6 wins and been bowl eligible? I don't know, man. We shall see. Time will tell. Now, I want to give Coco some love. I don't know a lot about Coco. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm kind of embarrassed by the fact that I don't know a lot about her story, and I have not been following her as much as I should have been. But I've gotten a little bit up to date here on her trajectory and how involved her parents were. And, man, just listening to her after her win and the U.S. Open, listening to her talk about her work ethic. And there's a video floating around on the net, a dope video, by the way, of Coco at the U.S. Open. I think this was 2012. Don't quote me on that one. But she was actually there watching Serena and Venus, clearly her idols. If you come up from that era, obviously your idols are going to be the greats, the all-timers, and Serena and Venus. And there's this video of Coco in the crowd just kind of cheering and spinning around. And then they transition with a little cross dissolve into Coco waving to the crowd, thanking everybody, as she is now what they were. Obviously, she's got a lot of work to go, but I'm saying she is now the person that the young girl that was maybe in attendance at the U.S. Open, or maybe he's on her couch somewhere, or maybe he's at a tennis court right now watching on her phone. Coco is now the person that the young girl somewhere is looking at and pulling inspiration and motivation from. She is now her. And look, I can be honest with you guys. I haven't watched a tennis match with that much intensity and ferocity in years. I think maybe one of Serena's last real runs and it was the last time I was that invested in a tennis match. I'm just a moderate fan at best of tennis. U.S. might have something. Tennis might have something. Coco, she's got the name, she's got the personality, and most importantly, she's got the game to be something special at this young of age, already beating. Look, that wasn't an easy task. Ariana's going to be the #1 player in the world come Monday. Now, obviously, the next week, Coco's gunning for that spot. But what I'm saying is, Coco didn't get any cupcakes to win this tournament here. Are we looking at the next face, not just of women's tennis, of tennis overall? It's different when the U.S. is invested. It's different when black people are invested in the sport. Let's just call a spade a spade. So we shall see, man. Coco looked incredible those last 2 sets as she was able to figure Ariana out and take her down and win her first ever Grand Slam. Congratulations to Coco and Deion. I'm gonna be honest with you, all this excellence got your boy just kind of wanting to grind even harder, man. If I listen to too many Deion Sanders speeches in a damn row, I'll be ready to invest my last penny that I got into my business to go out and run 36,000 miles straight. A lot of motivation from some elite talents, man. Let me know what was your favorite moment of the week. And these are clearly the 2 biggest stories in sports right now. I understand Alabama, they lost. I understand that we're kicking off the NFL season. I get it. Patrick Mahomes ain't have Travis Kelce. The 2 biggest stories in sports right now, though, are Deion Sanders and Coco for this weekend at least. I'm out.